I'm Leo Sidran with The Art of the Story. This week, as the world turns its attention to the Academy Awards, most of the conversation will revolve around the usual suspects. Famous faces, professional actors, lifelong practitioners of the cinema arts. But one Oscar-nominated film this year quietly challenged that idea by putting a remarkable amount of its weight on people who aren't actors at all. I'm talking about Marty Supreme, directed by Josh Safdie. Much has been made of Safdie's unconventional casting choices, a mix of first-timers, outsiders, and people whose primary credentials come from lived experience rather than formal training, which raises an old question with fresh urgency. What exactly makes someone a professional? Among the film's most memorable performances is a surprising one. Larry Ratso Sloman, cast as the sharp-tongued, shoe store-owning Uncle Murray. If that name rings a bell, it's probably not because of his acting resume. Larry Sloman is best known as a writer, a legendary one. He's collaborated with Howard Stern, Mike Tyson, Anthony Kiedis, and David Blaine. He was an editor of National Lampoon and High Times. He chronicled the counterculture from the inside and wrote along with Bob Dylan on the Rolling Thunder Review, where Joan Baez gave him the nickname Ratso. As I once said in a conversation with him back in 2018, Ratso has perfected the art of hanging out, and he turned that art into a career. If his life weren't real, it would sound implausible, and it would definitely make for a good movie. Which makes his late career turn as a scene-stealing film actor feel oddly inevitable. When Josh Safdie called him about Marty Supreme, Ratso was told that it wouldn't be just a cameo.
Josh says, I have a great role for you in this new film we're doing. It stars Timothée Chalamet. You're going to play his uncle. It's not just a cameo. You have really important, pivotal scenes.
There was just one catch.
It's set in the 1950s. You have to cut your hair.
It hadn't been cut in 40 years. Nonetheless, Ratso said yes immediately. On set, he quickly realized that he'd entered a very different economy of labor.
I realized what a racket it was.
Every day, a car picked him up. He had his own trailer. There was a knock on the door.
We're going to serve breakfast soon. So here's a menu. What do you want for breakfast?
15 minutes later, breakfast arrives.
Of course, they're running late. Every scene takes more time than they anticipated. So it's lunchtime. So they knock on the door. Here's the lunch menu. I'm watching TV in the trailer. I mean, it was great.
4 days of shooting later, the math started to set in.
90% of the time was just hanging out, eating in my trailer.
And for a man who's perfected the art of hanging out, it felt like home. As for the acting itself, Safdie made it simple.
I have my script right in front of me. He goes, let me see those lines. I give him the lines. He rips them up. He says, forget about what I wrote. Don't worry about it. You'll get into it. It'll be fine.
In other words, just be yourself. Or at least a very familiar version of yourself.
I'm still a New York Jew. And that's what Murray is Uncle Murray. He's just a New York Jew.
After decades of writing books that take years to finish, 4 days of work suddenly looked very attractive.
Why do you think I'm getting an acting agent?
Are you?
Yes.
As the old saying goes, don't quit your day job. Then again, Ratso Sloman may be reconsidering it. Whatever happens on Oscar night, Larry Ratso Sloman has already logged a win, a late career reinvention, a memorable performance, and a reminder that professionalism isn't always about training. Sometimes it's about knowing how to hang out in any room, even when that room happens to be a movie set. You can hear my full conversation with Ratso Sloman at wbgo.org. I'm Leo Sidran with The Art of the Story.